we don't even really show this until people have a good understanding of the initial material, meaning understanding force levels, understanding what is reasonable, understanding patient versus an attacker, what's the difference between self-defense and fighting, and then having an understanding of preventing all of those assaults, so that once they focus on that, then we can move them into understanding how to use a intermediate type of a weapon, lethal force scenarios, and then how to defend against certain types of armed threats. What are some good practices and what are some real silly ones? So again, I apologize because every class has been the guinea pig for the one that follows. You don't believe me? Look at how our material has changed over 20 years. There was some questions online as to whether or not I had modified them, and the answer was no. There is nothing with the shears being modified. They are the exact same shears that you could get from anywhere. The shears you may have seen on the video are no different than, say, someone else's. That's all this is, was just a pair of shears in which I had our logo put on, years ago. The examples that we're showing you are how the basics from our EVE initial class transfer to the advanced stuff. Weapons for self-defense. If it be an edged weapon, it could be something like pepper spray or a coup baton. It could be the safety shears, or even some form of baton, like say this expandable baton here. The idea of the safety shears, it's an option. We're not saying it is the end all be all, it is merely an option. If you are faced with an intermediate level or potentially lethal level use of force situation, then by all means, if they're reasonable, they're reasonable. The point is that I'm trying to give people options when faced with a violent encounter on the job. I'm not trying to talk about how to win a fight. It's not me. I'm not trying to tell you how to kill a man in 3 moves. It's not me. It's not what we do. We are very mission specific for the healthcare provider. The safety shears. Again, no modifications have been made. The idea is the shears, if you draw them correctly, you can place them in your hand and you can already see, if I line that up, that it offers protection for the knuckles. An example for when this might be reasonable. The provider's been knocked to the ground. The aggressor continues.
Officer says the Good Samaritan likely kept the paramedics from getting more seriously injured. One of the paramedics suffered a cut to his eye after getting hit with his own radio. His partner got bit in the arm by the man.
What is a good weapon of opportunity? And you will see that there is a video that I did with my son where we debunked the oxygen bottle, the rescue bag, the clipboard, the tough book.
It's like this, you can't move unless I move, because if I'm standing here going, oh, please don't. I thought you were going to hit.
And my point is that if you're at that level, something like the shears used in either a blunt form or a possibly penetrating form, depending upon what level you're at. If you're striking to the head or using it as penetrating, where I'm using my force like the sewing machine and trying to bury that into something, maybe the eyeball, maybe behind the ear, into the throat, behind the clavicle, the armpit, the groin, things like that. If I'm trying to penetrate with that, now we've moved it up into lethal force scenarios, meaning I had to believe that my life or my partner's life was in danger. For several years in teaching law enforcement, I tried to show that if we weren't careful and we became oriented on the tool itself, meaning, I'm reaching for my baton, I'm reaching for the pepper spray, I'm reaching for the taser, without knowing the right time, that moment in time to reach out and grab that item, we can find ourselves stuck in the OODA loop, or what we call race. Meaning, if my brain says, get to my tool, and I reach for the tool while looking down for it, and the bad guy punches me in the face, I can't come off of that locked into that mode of going, get to the tool, get to the tool, get to the tool, while you're continually being punched and struck over and over.
Sit down. We're not going to play this game.
Steven say,
So the idea of accessing a tool when appropriate, and then knowing, hey man, when can I go for this tool? When should I reach for it? When is it reasonable to access it? Again, having a tool and just laying it on the table, tool is nothing without you. Essentially, you're the person or the computer behind it. You're the weapon. It is merely a tool. So accessing it is one thing, and then knowing when to use it, when is it reasonably able to be used, is another. So whether it's a baton, a firearm, pepper spray, taser, edged weapon, whatever it is you're going to choose, you need to train with it. train how to access it. What's the best way, and how do I not focus on it? Meaning that, if I'm using a baton and the bad guy reaches out and grabs the other end of the baton, do I struggle for my baton, or do I punch him dead in the face and then take my baton back? It's a understanding of how your brain processes information under stress. So again, it's just my example of how the safety shears can be used as a weapon of opportunity, but it's a tool. It's merely a tool. No different than a nasal cannula, no different than the O2 bottle, the clipboard, the tough book. That's the point that I'm trying to make, is that we're not saying this is the end all be all. And well, with that, enjoy the rest of the Tactical Safety Shears series. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and hopefully you'll get into some training pretty quick. But until then, I'm Teitsort. We're all about saving yours while you save others.